Hey, what's up everybody? This is Like It's 1985, and today I'll be reviewing the Warbotron WB01/D Whirlwind figure. Of course, this is part of the Warbotron's Combaticon set. This is based on the Vortex G1 figure. And so, first off, I'll go ahead and show you the box, the other kind of information that comes with the figure, and then finally we'll start off with helicopter mode and then go into robot mode. So first off, let me start off with the packaging. As per usual with Warbotron's figures, they do have this outer sleeve. You can see some nice artwork there. And on the back, now this forms part of a larger picture once you put all the boxes together. So that's what that's all about. So that's the outer sleeve, and inside the sleeve you do get the actual box. You can see the figure there. Actually, it should be reversed around here because the figure should be actually here and the accessories over here, but you get the idea. They have the figure here in robot mode, and then they have nice packaging cover art here, which is nice. And looking around the box, you get some information there. And on the other side, nothing. And on the back, kind of like a kind of line art. So that's it for the sleeve in the box. Of course, you get your instructions. You do get a collector card. Oops, upside down, which is really, really nice. Hard plastic. And you do get these two kind of connector pegs. I'll go into what these are for in robot mode, but for now I'll put those aside. And obviously you do get the figure. And again, like I said, the figure does come packaged in robot mode. But for this review, I'm going to start off with it in helicopter mode, and then we'll look at Whirlwind in its robot mode. Alright, so let's have a close look at Whirlwind here in helicopter mode. So first, let me talk about the main rotor. It does spin freely, and it does look like a convincing rotor, despite the fact being formed out of these four swords. So really nice looking rotor there. It does spin freely, however it does tend to clash with a smaller rotor back here. But when it doesn't, it does actually spin really freely. No issues there, unless you have this blocking the way. This smaller rotor here does spin freely as well. A little bit flimsy, but it's functional. So looking at the helicopter here from the front, really menacing looking with that long weapon at the front sticking out and the two side weapons here, as well as the missiles. A very, very cool profile here from the side as well. And from the back. And finally from the bottom. And you can see there's landing gear here, here, and in the front. So it does sit very nicely on the surface there, no problems. And it's got a lot of nice panel lining, a lot of nice detail. You can see the canopy there. It's got some detail there with the pilot seats, so that's really nice. So really, really fantastic detail. I like it a lot. And as I'll show coming up next here, it is actually a very, very large-scaled helicopter mode. Alright, so here is Dark of the Moon Voyager class Skyhammer in helicopter mode. I think it makes a nice comparison because you can see the overall length is roughly the same as Whirlwind, but just the overall mass, the bulkiness of the main section of the helicopter is much more narrow. You can see there in comparison with Whirlwind. So it makes a nice comparison. You can see that Whirlwind is definitely a nice Voyager class sized figure here in helicopter mode. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the transformation into robot mode. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about Whirlwind's robot mode. Personally, I think it's fantastic. I like it a lot. As I will go into later in the weapons part of this review, these 4 blades do detach. But for now, I'll leave them on there, and you can see they do spin just fine while they're attached there in robot mode. He's got these nice shoulder-mounted cannons that attach there, you can see. And of course, these are non-functional, non-firing cannons. But they do have some very, very fantastic light piping in them, which is very unique. I haven't seen that in a weapon to actually have light piping there, but there is. And speaking of light piping, there is fantastic light piping, not only just in the eyes, but also in kind of his antenna up here, or the side of his head. So it's really nice light piping if you just kind of take a look at that there. So fantastic. Nice clear chest canopy. I actually like that look. So personally, it doesn't bother me. Just nice colors overall, evocative of the G1 color scheme. Lots of fantastic sculpting detail here in the shoulders, in the forearms, the pelvic area, the legs. Just really nice. You can see some inner detail there as well. And looking at the back. Alright, so let's take a look at articulation for Whirlwind. So, starting with the head, it appears to be on a ball joint, so you get a wide range of movement, looking to the side, up as well. So really, really cool there. The actual joint here for the missile launchers, you can bring them to the side like this for that type of effect if you so desire. You can see there's a swivel at the shoulder there. The arms can go out to that degree there. And there is a swivel there, a bend. You do get nice movement there at the wrist, as well as a rotation. So really nice. And then you have the 4 fingers on a joint, as you can see there. Waist articulation is present. Legs, no problem. On a ratchet. Swivel at the thigh. Bend at the knee. You can see some nice detail there, by the way. Cool. So moving down to the ankle, there actually are 2 points of articulation. There's one right here, so you can rotate at that point. And then there's one down farther, closer to the ankle. Then you have a ball jointed toe. You can see there, so you can get this in all types of positions. And then you have articulation also at the heel. So you have articulation at the heel, 2 points, one going into the actual leg, and then an additional point of articulation here. So really nice articulation on this Whirlwind figure. So here is Whirlwind with his Warbotron combiner buddies, looking awesome together as a team. I can't wait to get the final figure, and just looking fantastic together here as a group. And here I have Whirlwind next to Voyager class Age of Extinction Optimus Prime and Voyager Generations Springer. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about weaponry. Now, in terms of weaponry, I'll start off with the shoulder-mounted cannons here. You can see they look very nice, very detailed, and very, very cool mounted here on the shoulders. You can unpeg them, as you can actually peg it into the side here, using that same peg, and have each one mounted on the forearms, which is, not bad. But I think, personally, I will keep mine on the shoulders. So, basically, you take the gray piece here, rotate it around, and then you can rotate this longer handle out here. And technically, again, it places in the hand, just like the missile launchers did. But I'm not seeing that it's holding very well. I must be missing something or something. It holds there, but it's very precarious. It holds a little bit better than the missile launchers did, but not too much more. So I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but it does hold in there okay. Using the shorter peg, what you could do as well is simply just plug it in the forearm like that, which doesn't look half bad as well. So there is that option as well. And finally, for the weapons, we come to my favorite part of this figure, which is the swords. There are 4 swords, only 2 hands. So basically, let's go ahead and try out the initial configuration here that's most obvious. I take 2 of the rotor blades here, and they can be placed quite convincingly into the palm of the hand. Now these fit really well. So you can have him double wield his rotors slash blades, and that looks pretty darn cool. So very, very cool. You do have these other 2 blades back here, kind of in storage. Now, what you can do, these connector pieces here, you can do a few things, or a couple things I'll show you, that I'm aware of, that I saw in other reviews. So, let me go and stand them up there. You can see how you could simply just do something like this. Insert the blades into either of the peg holes there, and you have a nice, double wielding bladed weapon, which looks very, very cool. As far as how he holds it in his hand, you can get by. I wouldn't say it's very secure, but you can kind of have him grab on at the thinnest point of the handle there, and you can see, actually it's really not too bad actually, but he's kind of just having that in there by a very, very loose friction. So, but it does do the job just sitting there, which is cool. So you have this like Darth Maul-esque type of bladed weapon. Not really Darth Maul, I guess, because that's more of a lightsaber, but you get the idea. It's like a dual bladed weapon, so that's pretty cool. So finally, I want to show you a really cool trick that I've seen on another review that's really cool to actually combine the 2 blades into kind of like a Wolverine type of claw effect. Again, this is not my idea. I saw it on another review who said that they saw it on Facebook or something like that. So not my original idea, but I got to share it because it is really, really cool in my opinion. So actually what I want to do first is plug in the blades. It'll be easier that way. So you can see above the hilt of the sword there's these tabs, and I want to go ahead and plug them in like that. And you do want to be careful of the fact that over time these by doing this could rub off the silver paint, but I'm willing to take that risk because I think the effect is just that awesome. Plus you can always touch it up if it actually rubs off the paint. But you can see how the little tabs fit into the holes on the connector. Then you plug this onto the forearm, and hopefully everything stays together. And you have a Wolverine claw type of effect. And let's see if I can even these out so they're spaced out a little more. Yeah. There we go. And of course you have the other 2 swords and the connector. You could do that on the same forearm here and have just like Wolverine claws. So that's pretty damn cool. I like that. So I can see displaying the figure like with Wolverine claws on one forearm, and then you got this double bladed weapon on the wielded by the other hand, and you got just a fantastic looking, awesome Whirlwind figure with his bladed weapons. That's pretty damn cool. I like that a lot. So my final thoughts on Warbotron's Whirlwind figure. I'm really happy to report there is no slacking in quality control or design with this figure. As I've said before, the previous 3 figures, the Swindle, Blastoff, and the Brawl figure, are all exceptional figures. There are little to no quality control issues, little to no paint issues. The plastic quality is, in my opinion, top-notch, and so I'm happy to report that Warbotron is still upholding their basically their quality of work from their last 3 line of figures in the Combaticon group of figures. So really happy to report that. I like the overall design. I don't have a problem with the robot mode. I think the robot mode and the helicopter mode look fantastic. And I like the fact that you can do these fan mode things with the Wolverine claws and the like the double sworded wielding weapon that I showed you in the weapons section. So I really like that for that fact, actually. It just makes me like the figure all that much more that you can do that with this figure. Alright, well, this has been my review of the Warbotron Whirlwind figure, and as everybody else is, I'm eagerly anticipating the release of the final figure so we can finally form the Bruticus figure. Alright, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys and gals later.